Once you have run the initial setup, attendance is really easy to track using Excel Gradebook. All you have to do is click on the Attendance tab, and you will be presented with a list of students and columns representing the days that you have your class. Now, when a student is present, all you have to do is enable the touch feature, specially designed for tablets, and click with your mouse or just touch with your finger in your tablet the cell corresponding to the day that the student is present. One touch or click will mark the cell green, indicating that the student is present. If the student is absent, click it again and it will be marked absent by coloring that cell in red and placing an X on that cell. If you click or tap on that cell again, it will become yellow, indicating that the student has presented an excuse for that day. This is useful in times that when you don't want to mark a student absent or present. In addition, it's important to understand that Excel Gradebook relies on that X that is placed on the cell to mark the absence. The colors you see are only to help you understand when a student has been absent, present, or has presented an excuse. If you see here in the left side of the sheet, you will see a column called Total. This column indicates the number of absences that a student has in your attendance. You can set up Excel Gradebook to automatically notify students by email when they miss a certain amount of absences. To do this, all you have to do is go to the Graphs sheet, enable emails by typing a 1 in cell D6, and setting up the maximum number of absences that you allow in your syllabus. In this case it's 3, but I'm going to lower it to 2. When that is done, go back to your attendance sheet. And now when a student misses more than 2 times, for example, 1, 2, and 3 times, the system will ask you if you want to notify that student by email. If you click yes, your default email browser or email software will open, in this case Outlook, pre-populating the email address of the student, the subject, and the text of the body of that email. You can also change these fields of the email to your convenience by going back to the Graphs sheet and changing the email settings for the body and the subject of your email. Notice how the system has created a log automatically in the log sheet, letting you know that the student was warned by email about the absences. Of course, you can change this to your convenience and edit any of these fields or add additional log entries. If we're going back to the attendance sheet, you will notice that the first column, called Totals, shows the total number of absences that a student had. Also, you will see that the color on top of the name or the background of the name will change depending on the number of absences, getting more red with more absences. Also, the second column is called Flag. This will be 0 if a student has never been notified before by email of absences, and a 1 if the student has been notified before by the system. This helps to guarantee that the student doesn't receive more than one automatic notification using Excel Gradebook. It is important to mention that these dates are pre-populated by Excel Gradebook on the startup, depending on your options. There is also an option to leave these fields blank for you to type the dates manually in case none of the options given by the setup match your schedule. Finally, you can generate reports at any time by just clicking on the Attendance Report button. This will open a nicely formatted PDF showing your attendance records.